So Wander Franco is back on a field, but like he's not playing baseball because he's literally banned from playing any baseball activities. And I'm just kind of blown away that he's being high-fived and celebrated. We'll talk about that in a second. Tommy Pham basically just got cut by the Cardinals. We'll also talk about that later on. Lawrence Butler hit 3 home runs again, the second time he's done that this season. Matt Olson, he almost hit 900 feet worth of home runs. And the Marlins, their GM has been cooking with hot oil over the last few months. They've picked up a few studs. We'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap, and I wanted to show my face because I saw a few comments saying I'm using AI technology to do voiceovers. No, it's still me. But yeah, it's me. And also, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you like daily fantasy sports, Underdog Fantasy has baseball, football's coming up pretty soon. And if you use my code Fuzzy, they'll give you up to $1,000 a rack in bonus cash credit. So before we talk about the full games from yesterday, we have a few smaller updates, including the fact that Travis Gronkowski, 24 hours after making the play of the year against the White Sox, he was put on waivers. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was released or cut, just like Tommy Pham. We'll talk about that in a moment after this one. But Travis has been put on waivers, meaning that anyone can claim him, but they have to pay the remainder of his salary. Tommy Pham, the exact same thing. He was really good to begin his return to St. Louis, but then he kind of entered a lengthy slump, and the Cardinals said, hey, go be with someone else. We're probably not going to make the playoffs. Iwan Walker has officially been demoted to the bullpen, and to that I say, good, it's about time. He completely ruined Spencer Turnbull's near all-star first half because Walker came back. He's making more than Turnbull, so Turnbull was turned into reliever. Then Turnbull's arm and shoulder got messed up. So yeah, getting $18 million a season to be one of the worst starters in baseball, yeah, you deserve a demotion. And finally, in terms of these smaller updates, Wander Franco is back to playing on a field, but he's playing softball because, again, he's been banned from any baseball activities. And I just want to say this right now and make it crystal clear. The fact that he's being celebrated and high-fived as he's rounding the bases, is that just not super weird? What is going on? But if you guys did miss the last update on Wander, he has been officially charged, so he's never coming back to Major League Baseball ever again. And it's just weird. I just wanted to say that. Here we go. The games from yesterday. It's kind of hard to put into words with just how good Lawrence Butler has been since the beginning of July. He's probably been the best rookie in baseball. He hit another home run, so 4 home runs already in this series. Will Benson, he got a home run as well, so it's back-to-back games for him. Lawrence Butler now has a home run and back-to-back at-bats. This kid is unreal. JJ Bleday, him too. So JJ had a single, double, and home run by the 4th inning. And staying with JJ Bleday, this was after the Reds were essentially gift-wrapped a comeback. Tyler Stevenson started it with a real RBI, a solo home run, but I say real RBI because look at the 5th inning. There was a hit by pitch, a walk, a hit by pitch. It is now 6-6 after the A's staff completely imploded on themselves. Jonathan India, he stepped up with the bases loaded, and he tried JJ in center. Bad idea. Bleday is like Superman out there. Not only does he make the crazy catch, but he makes the throw across his body all the way to third base. One of the best double plays I have ever seen. Lawrence Butler. You guys can't hear the audio, but as soon as he made contact, he yelled. He knew that he tied the ball game up. His second 3-homer game since July. AJ's up again. He was a perfect 5 for 5. His double in the 9th inning set up a 2-run single for the red-hot Seth Brown. So Cincinnati, they blew a save, and Oakland returned the favor. Tyler Stevenson found a gap in the infield, and so did TJ Friedel. What a game. Friedel walks it off. He's had a roller coaster season full of injuries and regression, but then he pops off and has a hot streak. The Reds, they beat the A's 10-9. This next game is going to take half as long to recap, and poor Nick Nastrini, he allowed 1 single run over 6 really good frames, but because he's on the White Sox, 1 run was his downfall. Corey, he blasted off for his 200th career home run. He's the first left-handed shortstop in baseball history with that many home runs. And also, look at this play in the 7th inning. Josh Young, he dribbled a ball to shortstop, and the second baseman, Lenyn Sosa, said, F it. The dude went full Leroy Jenkins. He tried to steal the play. Young is now safe at first, and that allowed Wyatt Langford to chop in another RBI, which ended up being key because Chicago, they could not get anything going until the 9th inning. Nathan Eovaldi, this was a masterclass. I know it's the White Sox, but when you go 10 strikeouts over 7 scoreless with 1 base hit, I don't care if it's against the White Sox. That's a big-time performance. Seager, he made a play from his bottom. Okay, now he's just showing off. Kirby Yates, I will say he kind of got hosed by his defense. Young missed the foul ball, and Benny, I mean, he's been really good lately. You can't give him another opportunity. He bashed a home run. Kirby did lock back in. He got his 25th save of the season, but it kind of sucks that his ERA took a hit because of that. So the Rangers sweep, but they're still 9 games back of the Astros for first place in the AL West, and the RBI doubles were RBI doubling in this Astros game. The newcomer, he welcomed himself with a 2-run, 2-bagger down the line. Jason Hayward with 2 RBIs, and that was all for Hunter Brown, who was dealing, like absolutely dealing, until the Gold Glover Jeremy Pena whiffed a salvy chopper. He then walked MJ Melendez. He was 1 out away from going 7 scoreless. He should have been out of the inning. Instead, Brian Abreu, he came in and got his ground ball, but the rookie Shea Wickham, he got caught on an in-between bounce. Maikel Garcia beat it out, and Kyle Isbell, he clutched up again for the Royals. He dropped in a base hit to left field. All 3 runs scored on a multi-RBI double. Now, I thought it was going to bounce over for a ground rule double, so he did get lucky. It stayed in play. Here comes the Astros again, though. Yainer had a liner off of Lucas Urseg, who then made a bad throw down the line. So Vinny Pasquantino, he hurt himself. He's out the game. Lucas is now out the game as well. I hope that they're both okay. Then the rookie, Zach DeZenzo, he stole the lead for good with a bases loaded walk. Dubon, he brought home 2 more. Mauricio Dubon is one of the more underrated Swiss Army knife players in all of baseball. Josh Hader, he's been lights out the last month, 29 saves. The Astros are now 72-62, which is crazy because they were under 500 for a couple months. LA is trying to become the first team in Major League Baseball to 80 Ws, and I should say the LA Dodgers, because again, there's the LA Angels. No idea why they're called that. I'll talk about that forever. It's just kind of crazy how good they've been despite injury after injury after injury, or even regression. Like this guy right here, Chris Taylor, he was a bum to start the year. He kickstarted his 34th birthday with an RBI, and Austin Barnes, he's back in the lineup. He broke his toe a few weeks ago, and he's thugging it out. He's just playing through it. He doubled in 2 more as Mookie Betts. He now has an RBI in 3 consecutive games. That was all that LA needed. They ended up with 5 on a Miguel Rojas RBI blooper, but like I said, they only needed 4 because this was all the Orioles got. Colton Cowser, he ruined Bobby Miller's gem. Bobby had allowed 1 hit through 4 2/3 scoreless. It gets ruined as Colton took a hack for his 20th home run. Right now, he's my AL Rookie of the Year, but Willie Abreu has really caught up to him over the last few weeks. Daniel Hudson, he had not pitched in 8 days, and it showed because he walked a few. He loaded them up. He is stressing big time in the dugout. Good thing that Blake Treinen is all-time disgusting. He made Gunnar Henderson spike his bat in frustration. He strikes out, the bases loaded. Treinen struck out 3 and had a clean 8th inning. Evan Phillips struck out 2 more in the 9th. That's his 17th save. So, yep, the Dodgers, first in baseball to 80 Ws. Now the Dodgers are heading to Arizona for a huge series versus the Diamondbacks, kind of like what's happening down in Philly. The Braves have been on fire. They're 5 games back. So, again, them taking on the Phillies in Philly is the biggest series of the year for either team. Matt Olson, he got the memo. Over what? Over the batter's eye and both bullpens. 450 feet has to be a lie. That ball had a jetpack attached to it. I'm saying 575 feet. That's the first home run Sanchez has allowed to a lefty all year. Make it 2. Matt Olson, he's locked in, which is completely awful for the rest of Major League Baseball. And wait, hold up. Brandon Marsh, he put a charge into 1, and that ball's gone. We have a brand new ball game. Marsh is up to 14 home runs and 15 stolen bases. Skipping to the 6th, Nick Castellanos, he just has to put the ball in play. The tying run is 90 feet away, and he put the ball in play. All right, Nick's 2-run line drive seals the Braves' fate, though former Philly Whit Merrifield ends it as Jeff Hoffman now has 10 saves, and the Phillies are back to 6 games up for first place. The Mets have to win this game now. Now, it's not going to be easy, but they can get within 3 games of the Braves. Despite the fact that the Mets have been awful in August, they're 11-13 with 6 blown saves. Pete, he showed up early. He bashed his 29th home run, so that's $29,000 to animal shelters. He passes Mike Piazza for 3rd most home runs by Met ever. Now, the Mets lefty, DJ Peterson, he messed up because he walked Perdomo. Now he's got to face the lefty destroyer, Randall Grichuk, and who would have guessed that the lefty destroyer hit a 2-run home run? So the Mets are down by 1. Ryan Nelson is cruising again, but Lindor wore him down. This foul ball was pitch number 10, and this was pitch number 11. His 28th home run. He's got 25 stolen bases, 15 outs above average. He leads the entire National League in F4. He might be underpaid now. Shout out to DJ Peterson, just 1 mistake pitch. He goes 7 innings with 4 strikeouts, and he kept the Mets in the ball game, and now we're in the 9th. Jose. He lined one up the middle. He hit way too hard for Perdomo. Edwin, is he going to be Ed win or Ed lose? He made Lourdes look silly. He then got Josh Bell on the swing. It was Ed win yesterday. He has 15 saves, and for the first time since June, the Diamondbacks lost a series at home. This is kind of crazy. I can't remember the last time we had a recap where both the Diamondbacks and the Padres both lost. So it was already 1-0 St. Louis when Goldie, he hammered a double to left field. In scores Nolan Arenado. Goldie, by the way, has 16 RBIs and an 830 OPS over his last 29 games, so he's coming alive slowly but surely. Jackson Merrill, I mean, he's number one in F4 for every rookie in Major League Baseball. He's got 20 home runs, and I have no idea who's going to win NL Rookie of the Year. Him, Paul Skeens, Jackson Chorio is going off as well. It's not going to be Mason Wynn, but he's had a really solid rookie campaign. 12 home runs, a 115 OPS plus, I'll give him that, and a whopping 15 DRS because he's got a cannon. Helsley, he's got 41 saves. He finishes off a great start from Sonny Gray. 6 innings, 1 earned run. But by the way, Helsley, on top of the 41 saves this year, he has a 1.9 ERA since 2022. Before we talk about the slugfest between the Marlins and the Rockies, this Bowden Francis fella for the Jays has looked like Doc Holliday. Now, real quick, here's how Bowden Francis got his lead. Vladdy, he socked another double. That's a long RBI double. He went 2 for 4. He's up to a 170 OPS plus. Bowden, listen to this. He went 9 up and 9 down in under 30 pitches. He went 8 no-hit frames to start his last game, and then he goes 5 no-hit in the very next outing. Nick Sogard, shame on you. He ruins the no-hitter. Nothing came of that base hit, by the way. I do have to show this clip. The 44-year-old Rich Hill came out the pen, and he threw a 70-mile-per-hour bender to get the strikeout. He's the only player in baseball to play in each of the last 20 seasons. Joey Loperfido, he ends Bowden's night with a catch at the Monster. Francis went 7 scoreless with no walks. He allowed 1 base hit, and listen to this. He's allowed 10 base runners over his last 29 innings. He's the first guy to ever do that. Rich Hill, he kept on Rich Hilling. Another strikeout in Boston. They kept the game close as Greg Weissert was looking like Coco Crisp on the bump. That was a sick play. He almost had the triple play. Even if they did it, I mean, it would have been soured by them not scoring at all. Chad Green, he's been insane out the pen for the Blue Jays. 16 saves, a 1.6 ERA. The Jays are 7-3 of their last 10. The Red Sox are 4-6 over their last 10, so they're just lucky that the Twins have lost 4 in a row, so they're still within 3.5 games of the wild card. Okay, so like apparently if you want to break out and save your career, you go to the Marlins now. Xavier Edwards, he's been popping off. Now Derek Hill, he has a home run in back-to-back games, and he was not done there. Brendan Rodgers, he owns the fish. He has a 1,200 plus OPS. That's the best by any opponent against the Marlins, so naturally he goes yard. Brenton Doyle, he basically went to the exact same spot. Brenton Doyle has been playing Gold Glove defense again, on top of the fact that he has 22 home runs and 25 stolen bases. I need a 30-30 season from him. Ollie Sanchez, he had a fun 4th inning. He doubles in Vidal Brujan, and after Connor Norby got on and showed off his sprinter speed, Ollie took off for home, and that's a double steal. Stowers, he's getting going as well. That is a 2-run double through the infield, and I just want to mention that the Rockies, they rallied a bit, and by a bit, I mean it's now a 1-run game because Brendan Rodgers, he can knock it out versus the Marlins, his 2nd of the game. But Derek Hill had 2 as well. He has 3 home runs and 4 RBIs over the last 24 hours. Kyle Stowers had a huge game. He had 4 RBIs. Connor Norby is hitting 350 over his first 10 games or something like that. Xavier Edwards is batting 349 with 22 stolen bases. Peter Bendix has been cooking as the brand new Marlins GM. The Brewers were cooking as well, and honestly, I think the Giants' season might be cooked. I hope I'm wrong, by the way, but yeah, Garrett Mitchell, this was a bullet home run. And I'm actually really confused. You guys have to help me out in the comments. So Aaron Savali just got Tyro Estrada to strike out, and I thought that Tyro was waived. Are you allowed to play while you're on waivers or until someone claims you? Like, what if he got hurt? Let me know in the comments. I don't know what to think of that. Savali, he kept on carving. He had 6 strikeouts after striking out the side in the 3rd. The Giants defense fell apart Little League style. Contreras, he was given a steal of home after Chapman. He dropped the transfer, and Jackson Chorio, he wants Rookie of the Year as well. I tried to tell you guys earlier, just split the award 3 ways. He's hitting 315 with 29 extra base hits, 46 RBIs, 12 stolen bases his last 66 starts as a 20-year-old rookie. Aaron Savali, he finished off 6 scoreless, 2 base hits with 7 strikeouts. And the Brewers, they've won 2 in a row as the Giants, they fall to 6.5 games back in the wild card with 27 games left. The Angels have officially ended their skid. I think this was like 7 in a row that they actually snapped. Mickey Moniak, he's really been salvaging his season over the last month and a half. He was awful, but he's been pretty good lately. He scores Rendon. Zach Neto, this is history. He's the first Angels infielder ever with a 2020 season. Not Sean Figgins or Howie Kendrick or Troy Gloss. Zach Neto. Jack Kahonowitz, I think that's how you say it. He was fantastic. 4 strikeouts over 6 shutout. The Halos, they're about to basically go full rookie mode to end the year. They're calling up 2 different rookies for the upcoming weekend series. Anyway, Ben Joyce, he had to put out the fire because the bases were juiced, and Torkelson, who's been red hot, he was at the dish. He broke out the splinker. He's out the jam, and then to end the game, a 103-mile-per-hour fastball. It was a ground out, so Ben Joyce gets the 4-out save. The Angels, they actually have the best bullpen in baseball since the middle of June. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. There probably won't be a recap until Monday because I have a lot of things to do tomorrow and Sunday, but I appreciate you guys and all the support. We're not going to miss another one for the rest of the year, but I'll catch you guys there. Enjoy the Web Gems.
Hammered and a knockdown there by Casas. He'll flip and he hangs onto the bag to get the
best fastball hitter. This is roped to short. Diving stop. Ellie De La Cruz on the.
That's a heck of a ball. Heck of a play by Sosa.
Hits this one hard, but it's picked by Hernandez. Guns to second.